Okay, so now I want to run through the process of spatchcocking a chicken. So why do we spatchcock? We spatchcock to allow us to get flavour not only onto the outside, but on the inside, because we're going to open the bird up. Plus, this chicken, if you put into an oven, 180 degrees, will probably take, 40, 45 minutes? If you spatchcock that, you put that onto your open grill, or you put it into your barbecue, or you put it into your oven, it's going to speed that process up tenfold. It will probably cook this chicken in about 15 to 20 minutes. So you're halving the cooking time. So how do we spatchcock? So it's simple. You just take a chicken. This is like a size 12, size 13, 14 chicken. I'm going to take these little winglets off. Only reason is I just find that they burn quite easy if you leave them on. So all you need to do there is I just take the chicken, take the wing. So you've got one joint, two joint, and then the chicken itself. So one joint, two joint, and then the chicken. So you take it in the center, that center joint there, just cut the skin, and then just break the bone, and then you're cutting through. So you're not necessarily cutting any bone. So you cut through, break the joint, I should say, and then that frees that up, and then you cut it all the way through. Keep these little guys delicious. Because these have been brined, you could rub them in a little bit of Dijon mustard, a bit of house rub, fire them in the oven. They're great for the kids to have a little munch on. So I'll put those aside. So now with the chicken facing down, so you've got the breast facing down, what we're going to do is we're going to cut straight down the back line of the chicken, or straight down the carcass. I'm going to go slightly to the side, because in the center, you've got quite a large joint being the spine. So just move slightly to the side, and then you're cutting straight down all the way to the top of the bird. And then that opens that guy up so that you've got this opening here. At this point here, you've got, on one side, you've got the spine. I'm going to cut that out at a later date. But right now, what I want to do is I just want to open this up. I'm going to push this down just somewhat. And then in here, you've got your backbone, or not necessarily your backbone, but your breastplate there. I'm just going to put just a little nick into that, just to open that. And what that allows you to do is push the breast right down and make that nice and flat. So now you've basically got the chicken that's laid out flat like so. So then we come back to our little spine. I'm going to cut that guy out there. You can leave it on, but it makes it a little bit easier at the end when you're going to portion it up if you cut that out. So that's gone, and it's as easy as that. So you've now got a beautiful flat chicken where you can actually flavour not only the outside, but you put heaps of flavour onto the inside. Delicious. That's spatchcocking. So soon we'll make up a little rub, and we'll put that on there, and we'll get it firing on the fire. Okay, so now I want to make up our house rub, or what we call Mike's Awesome Rub. So this is a meat rub which is super universal. We're going to use it on spatchcocked chicken today, but you could run it through pretty much everything to flavour up fish, chicken, meat, even vegetables. So what you want to begin with is cumin seeds and coriander seeds. And what I'm doing here is I'm just toasting those seeds first. And what does the toasting do? The toasting not only adds a beautiful caramelized nuttiness to the seeds, but it also brings out the essential oils. And so when I go to crush these, see that smoke coming off there? That's the essential oils within the seeds. And what they do is they just produce so much flavor that if you don't toast the seeds, you don't get those essential oils. So the most important thing, first up, toast your seeds, get the essential oils, get the flavors, and then we go and we crush them. So those are nicely pound up there, look at those. So that's just cumin and coriander. You could almost just add some salt to this and you would have an amazing rub that you could, you could put over the top of some kumara before you roast it in the oven. Or you could put it over some eggplant before you put it into the pizza oven. So equal quantities of cumin and coriander. To that, you now add the rest of your ingredients. So the garlic powder that goes in, that just gives you a little bit of depth. Plus garlic is an amazing complement with meats. Some mustard powder, that gives you a good background. Smoked paprika, delicious, especially the smoked stuff. If you haven't got smoked paprika, no dramas. just use normal paprika. Chili powder, that goes in. Depending on how hot you want it, you could add in some of these little dried chilies. These are called sky hot. That will make it sky hot. So depending on your heat profile, add the chili as you wish. Brown sugar, the brown sugar does two things. It kind of balances out all those herbs, takes the bitterness away from any of those spices that are in there. Plus it also acts as a bit of a binder to keep the rub on the actual fish or the chicken or the meat. And it also caramelizes, so it gives you that beautiful caramelized flavor as well as color when that food item is cooking. So brown sugar goes in, and then finally I've just got some mixed herbs. That goes in, and then I've just got flaky salt, but that could easily just be some fine sea salt. Give that a mix around, make sure that all that sugar is kind of broken down. There you go, easy peasy. And you've made heaps, you know. Don't go out and buy those little seasoned packs that have hardly anything in them. Just make it yourself. And then once you make up this base, you can then go and adjust it and add things to it. You could add some smoked chipotle powder if you want a bit of that sort of Mexican heat. You could add in some more mixed herbs. You could add in some lemon zest. You know, it's really up to you, but this is your base, and from this base, you can flavor profile it to what you want. So that's it. So this part here is super simple. So we've made up our house rub, delicious. It's got all the brown sugar in there, it's got the salt and the herbs. And then here, I've got my master ingredient, my sticker. This is called Dijon mustard. It also has huge amounts of flavor. So it's gonna add so much profile to this chicken. So take your Dijon mustard and just think of this as your glue. So you just paint your chicken, both sides. This would work equally well on like a pork belly or a shoulder of beef or a scotch or even a piece of fish. Delish, on a piece of harpic or something like that. Ooh, yeah. Decent amount of rub on top. You are going to get a little bit falling off as you're cooking it. But hopefully not only the Dijon mustard will help to hold that in, but the sugar within the rub itself will help to bond that rub together. So there's one side done. Flip that guy over. And then we paint the back side, like so. Even chicken thighs, you know, it doesn't have to be a whole bird or a spatchcock bird. Chicken thighs, this is an amazing way to just create flavor with not a lot of effort. Rub on, and dust is dust. So now to cook this, all you need to do is just put a little bit of oil over the top, and then that can then go straight onto your barbecue. Delish.